AM Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress. Transform your living space with the Z-Cliner from FlexSteel, where power meets comfort and style. Explore the unique features of the Z-Cliner and enhance your relaxation at Northwest Furniture and Mattress. LHS football lost their first round playoff game on Friday night to Philomath 39-27. That means their season is over with. And they surprised me a little bit this year. I'm not going to lie. I mean, granted, Baker ended up having some injuries, but LeGrand ended up third in the GOL, which is where I picked them. But they played better than I thought they were going to, and I have to give them credit for that. A very young team, 6 seniors, three of them played regularly. So you're talking, that's a huge difference between this year and previous years. I think the least amount of seniors in years since I've been covering LHS football was 19 before this year, and we only had 6. So you know what that means. Next year, there's going to be a lot of seniors because there was a lot of juniors. So this year's kind of a year where head coach Dalton Sheets can look at it and be like, man, this is a good building year. Like we have a lot to look forward to with this young group of kids. You have Savon Schaub coming back at running back. You have Landon Hood coming back, who's arguably, I would say, probably the best athlete on that team. And Fields coming back at quarterback. There's just a lot of young guys. Hibbert on the line. And they have a lot to look forward to next year. I think they're going to have a pretty good year. LHS girls soccer had a huge game on Saturday versus Astoria. The girls ended up winning 2-0 over. It was a great game. There was a lot of energy, a lot of people there. It was the quarterfinals for the state playoffs, and as you can see, here's some pictures for the game. I've been trying to get to these playoff games for soccer. There's a game today, actually, 5 o'clock. Semifinal game for these same girls up at Community Stadium against North Marion. If they win this, they're in the state championship game. So get up there and support these girls. 5 o'clock today. LeGrand Harriers, CC Villa Gomez, and Brooke Perry had another huge year for LHS girls cross country. Villa Gomez, who's a former state champion, finished third, while Brooke Perry, who has finished third and second, won the state championship this year, and she's only a junior, so she has one more year to try to repeat, win another state championship. It's crazy. This girls cross-country team for LeGrand has had the state champion in the last 3 out of 4 years, and they've had 2 girls in the top 3 in those same 3 out of the 4 years. They've been tough, really tough. Congratulations to the Union volleyball team on their second place finish at the LSAA state championships, and the Union Cove cross country team on their third place finish at the 3A, 2A, 1A OSAA state championships. EOU men's basketball won 2 games in Montana over the weekend, knocking off Carroll College and MSU Northern, while the women split in Caldwell, losing to Rocky and beating Hope International. EOU football had a rough weekend in Ashland, losing 49-21 to the Raiders. They have senior day this Saturday versus Montana Western at Community Stadium at 1 p.m. The Mounties played the Raiders on Saturday, and they lost. The running back for the Raiders is a East-West Shrine Game alum, and man, wow. How many yards did he have? He had, I'm trying to think, 264 yards and 3 touchdowns against. He had like 228 yards in the first half. Gunnar Yates, he 2 years ago, so he's a sophomore. So 3 years ago in the East-West Shrine Game, he's from Coquille High School, and he ran for like 224 in the first half. He was the Frontier Conference Player of the Week this week, and he's an East-West Shrine alum. EOU volleyball won the CCC via a tiebreaker after a 3-way tie with Southern and Corbin, and that means they get to host the CCC tournament this weekend. And the way they do the tiebreaker is like a sets won versus sets lost percentage. It's crazy because EOU beat Corbin twice, who was the other team they tied with, and lost to Southern twice, who's the other team they tied with. And all 3 of those teams, and Corbin beat Southern twice, so they all ended up with 2 losses between the 3 of them. And then C of I beat each one of them one time. So all three of them ended up with 3 losses, and EOU ends up on top with the tiebreaker. I'll have game times and more info on the tourney this weekend on Thursday. It starts Friday. It runs all day Friday, and it's a 6-team tournament. The top 2 teams get byes, I believe, so the other 4 play, and then I'll have more information for you about it on Thursday. EOU men's and women's soccer both won their quarterfinal games in the CCC tournament on Sunday. The women play OIT today at 1 p.m. in the semis, while the men play Warner Pack tonight at 7 in the semis. If you pay attention to the Instagram story, I'll get links up to watch those games live on YouTube before they start, and all you have to do on those is just click right on the link and it'll take you to the YouTube page. They're free to watch thanks to Table Rock Sports down there in Medford. They put them up on YouTube. It's cool. I think the CCC needs to figure out how to do more of this. Let people watch these games for free. Both the EOU men's and women's cross-country team qualified for nationals via at-large bids. Our very own Benny Welch got some great photos on Saturday at the CCC Championship. The men got second place in this race with Justin Ash finishing second overall, and the women finished fourth. That picture right there is one of my favorites right there of the hands, and I always turn my favorite pictures black and white. So Benny took these pictures, and then I edited them and got them posted. EOU athletes got a ton of awards on Monday. First off, we'll start with all-conference and men's soccer ball honorable mention, Jesus Alvarez, Chewy. Go ahead, Gabe. Yeah, keep them coming. Daniel Croft got second team all-conference. Renee Prieto got second team all-conference. Jacob Russell got honorable mention all-conference at defender. And then basketball-wise, player of the week for men's and women's basketball for EOU, TJ Doman, who just was on the show, got player of the week defensive, and then Kelsey Siegner, who was a double-double machine last week for EOU women's basketball, got player of the week offensive. Women's soccer, honorable mention all conference, Karina DeYoung, defender, she's solid. She played so good in that playoff game. Second team all conference, Megan Gustafson, who's also been on the show. Gracie Hoover, who's a senior midfielder, had a great year, second team all conference. And then Brooke Snyder, who's also been on the show, honorable mention all-conference striker for this EOU women's team. And then in cross-country, all the people that finished in the top 15 get all-conference. Justin Ash finished second. He's all-conference. Grady Greenwood was the surprise for the EOU men's cross-country team, coming in, I think, 14th and getting an all-conference award. And then our very own LeGrand High School graduate, Christian Mendoza. And then the lone woman who to become all-conference for the women's team, Maddie Woodbury. Man, that's a lot. Don't forget, LHS girls take on North Marion tonight at 5 p.m. at Community Stadium, so get up there and support them in their bid to win a state championship. AM Sports Report brought to you by Northwest Furniture and Mattress, Big Red Rocking Chair on Elm, off Adams in LeGrand.